Are you dreaming of that picture-perfect venue, but worried it might be out of your budget? Or perhaps you found the ideal location only to discover they host multiple weddings on the same day. What if I told you that your fairy tale moment could be impacted by something as simple as venue logistics? Today, a wedding planning scenario that's making couples everywhere nervous. Multiple weddings, multiple rooms, one venue. Imagine this. You spent months, maybe even years planning your dream wedding. You've picked out the perfect dress. You chose your colors and created a playlist that will have everyone dancing. But what happens when another bride and groom are just rooms away? Hi, I'm Sal of After Hours Events of New England. We'll answer these questions and more in today's edition of the Stress-Free Wedding Planning Podcast.
Welcome to another edition of our podcast. I'm Sam from Amsterdam Productions. Listen now and unlock the secrets of multi-venue weddings. Saving big without the stress. These are Wedding Insider Secrets for stress-free fun and memorable day. Our podcast helps engaged couples navigate wedding planning complexities while addressing family expectations. We will guide you through that journey of creating the perfect wedding without unnecessary stress. By the end of this edition, you'll get concise tips on budgeting, wedding party management, ceremony, reception planning, and more. Perfect for anyone planning a wedding, all in 30 minutes or less. Trust us, you don't want to miss this.
Welcome to Stress-Free Wedding Planning, the podcast that will transform your wedding planning journey from chaotic to enchanting. Sal and Sam bring over 80 years of combined wedding expertise and exclusive insider information to the table. If you're recently engaged, feeling the pressure of wedding planning, struggling with family expectations, but still dreaming of a joy-filled wedding, you've come to the right place. Get ready to unveil the best-kept wedding secrets, discover practical tips and strategies, and learn life-changing lessons for a stress-free wedding. Your unforgettable wedding day awaits. We're here to take you on a transformative journey of love, laughter, and memories. So don't miss out on the podcast that just might change your life. This is the Stress-Free Wedding Planning Podcast with Sal and Sam.
On today's podcast, unlocking the secrets of multi-venue weddings, saving big without the stress. From my experiences, I'll share how you can ensure your special day feels unique when at a multi-wedding venue. Before the end of this edition, you'll understand the hidden advantages of multi-wedding venues that most couples overlook. Plus, I'll explain any potential pitfalls and how you can avoid them. Hi, I'm Sal from After Hours Events of New England, the experts in creating a stress-free, unforgettable wedding experience. We bring energy, professionalism, and passion to making every couple's big day truly special. Visit us at afterhoursevents.com. Learn more about our experience and journey to help you with stress-free wedding planning in the trailer or pilot of this podcast.
It's important to know that proper venue layout and management can create distinct experiences for each couple, even within the same building. From my experience, I'll explain making the most of a shared venue, like leveraging the venue's expertise and focusing on the guest experience. Hi, I'm Sam from the award-winning Atmosphere Productions Wedding Entertainment with expert knowledge and the difference in quality. Visit us at atmosphere-productions.com. In today's edition, it's all about unlocking those secrets of multi-venue weddings, saving big without the stress.
Planning a wedding could be a lot of fun, but there are some challenges sometimes. And the perfect venue might be a venue that has multiple weddings happening at the same time. And you might be a little concerned about that, but it's becoming increasingly common and can offer so many special advantages.
Now, as you know, Sal, many of these modern facilities are specifically designed to accommodate multiple events with separate spaces for ceremony, cocktail hour, reception. And all of this ensures that there is privacy and the unique experience for each couple. But there's also older facilities that were not designed with this in mind. And we have a few here in Connecticut.
Yeah, I know one facility that could do 4 weddings at a time, another one that could do 2, and another one that could do 3, but they're very different from each other. The one that does 4, it has 4 separate entrances, but the problem is the brides could bounce into each other if timing is not done right. So my suggestion to anyone who's looking at a facility, go on a day that weddings are taking place and they're going to have every room used. So you can see how things flow and if it's going to work for you, or do you have to get some instruction to the facility to make sure it does work for you if you want that facility specifically. There's another facility with just 2 weddings. It's the same entrance from the front door, but you're either going to go to the right or to left. I think that's not so bad. And they always make sure that the brides and grooms do not run into each other during these times. There's this other one. It's a 3-room location. So beautiful. 3 totally separate ways to get into these rooms. The ceremonies are in 3 total different areas. There is no bouncing into each other. It makes it very simple and a lot less stress because you know it's never going to happen. So it is very important. Visit these facilities while weddings are happening. Find out on the days that they're going to be full capacity so you could figure out if this really works for you.
Just a reminder, you can join us on our YouTube channel. Just search for the Stress-Free Wedding Planning Podcast with Sal and Sam. Subscribe and get it first. What are the pros and cons of having your reception at a venue with multiple weddings? And how do you make the most of this arrangement?
The thing is cost effectiveness, Sam. More wedding venues can charge better prices if they're doing multiple weddings at the same time. So this could really help a couple who is, needs to find that budget-friendly thing for them to make this all happen. And a lot of these places have such great views. It's just like as you were at a single one, you're going to get all the benefits of the picturesque outside to get great pictures and a little less cost too, which is always very helpful.
If you're going to save some pennies and you're in the same venue with other couples, it might not be a bad thing. They're not in the same room as you. So what difference does it make? Some couples don't mind, and that's absolutely fine.
Sam, one of the things I hear is this common thing that's said with places that do multiple weddings. They call them wedding factories, and they make it sound like it's such a bad thing. Look, when you have a facility that does multiple weddings and are doing weddings all the time, you're getting professional expertise. Venues that regularly host multiple weddings are typically well-versed in managing complex logistics. And it's a beautiful thing. They know what to do. They know how to jump to action if something might go a little off because they're used to doing this every weekend.
One of the things that happens when you have a multi-room facility is the staff can help out. I've had it many times where these venues may be running a little bit late because the couple's late or whatever reason, and they'll move staff from one room to another. You don't get that when you're in a single room facility. So the expertise of the venue owners and the staff can really work to your advantage in one of these multiple venue locations.
Popular wedding venues can give you guaranteed availability during that peak part of the season when everyone is booking. And now when you have these multiple rooms, it gives you more options to still be at that location because you love all the pictures you're going to be taking around the area.
Well, you mentioned earlier a wedding factory. That is a negative connotation, but if you're looking for a specific date and all your other venues are booked up, then having a facility that has a smaller room or maybe a big room that they haven't booked yet is going to be a great thing. So don't discount multiple venues in your planning when you're putting together what venues that you need to go look at.
One of the things I like is that venues that host multiple weddings typically have high quality amenities. They have infrastructure to cater to various events. I've seen places that have great things like golf carts, and they can actually bring a full bar out to the wedding party or bring out food to the wedding party. So they're very comfortable when they're taking pictures and they're not getting hangry. So there's a lot of little things here that these facilities are capable to do, and they go over and beyond because they know that is that negative connotation of our wedding factory. They want to beat out that bad title and show you we could do this and we could do this better than anyone else.
Yeah, the uniqueness of having a multiple wedding facility sounds kind of backwards. But yes, many of these facilities that have multiple rooms not only have multiple of different things, but they usually try to have the higher quality because they need to have their stuff last because it's being used much more often. So a lot of the little things, knives, forks, plates, tables, chairs that you may have at a single operation are going to be a lot more quality at a multi-wedding facility. That's not always true, but I know some of the facilities in our area that is exceptional. Even though they're multiple wedding rooms, they are exceptional in the quality of not only the food, but also the infrastructure that they have. So we've just explained why venues have multiple rooms for multiple weddings, the advantages of sharing a venue, and why we believe this can be a benefit for some couples.
Coming up next, the potential downsides of having multiple weddings at the same venue. But first, if you have a question or concern, go now to Facebook and join us on the Stress-Free Wedding Planning community and ask away. You can also join us on our YouTube channel. Just search for Stress-Free Wedding Planning Podcast with Sal and Sam. Subscribe and get it first.
Wedding Tip Wednesday is available on the Stress-Free Wedding Planning Facebook group page every Wednesday. Join the group for free.
What time is it? It's Wedding Tip Wednesday time. But first, they say love is blind, but marriage is the eye-opener, especially when you see how they load the dishwasher.
So true. On today's Wedding Tip Wednesday, the first dance. Do your first dance before dinner. That's what I recommend to all of my couples. Typically, I suggest doing it right after the introductions. Everyone in the wedding party is still on their best behavior. They look good, they stand proud, and it's easier to round everybody up for this special moment.
One of the best reasons for having your dance immediately following those introductions is if something should go awry during dinner and the DJ has to do a music set for everyone to dance, they're not supposed to do that until the first dance has already taken place. So if you get that first dance out of the way, and if something needs to be fixed later, it can. Because again, it's not appropriate to have dancing before the couple have danced. And that's another wedding tip from Sal and Sam.
Wedding Tip Wednesday is available on the Stress-Free Wedding Planning Facebook group page every Wednesday. Join the group for free.
Experience the magic of your special day with Fitzner Productions, a premier wedding videography company based in Middletown, Connecticut. FitznerProductions.com. Our mission is to capture your love story candidly and authentically, creating stunning, high-quality videos that you can cherish for years to come. Our founder, Carson Fitzner, combines technical expertise with a passion of storytelling, ensuring every moment from the excitement of getting ready to the heartfelt ceremony is beautifully documented. We offer a range of customizable packages, including drone footage and multi-location shoots, tailored to fit your unique vision. Let us help you relive the romance, laughter, and tears of your wedding day. Visit FitznerProductions.com. That's FITZNER Productions.com.
This is the Stress-Free Wedding Planning Podcast with Sal and Sam.
Welcome back to our discussion, Unlocking the Secrets of Multi-Venue Weddings. Saving big without the stress. Hi, I'm Sam from Atmosphere Productions.
And I'm Sal from After Hours Events in New England. We've already discussed why venues have multiple rooms and multiple weddings and the advantages of sharing a venue. Now, the potential downsides of having multiple weddings at the same venue. Firstly, privacy and logistical challenges. Couples may be forced to share some common areas. I'm sure you've seen this, Sam, where there's restrooms just being shared by both rooms. So guests are going to run into each other.
Some clients don't mind. The couple that just wants one venue where only they're going to be there, a multi-wedding location would not be for you.
Other wedding parties can accidentally photobomb or interrupt wedding photo sessions. So it is just so important that you plan these things ahead of time and know where the other couples are so you are not photobombing their pictures and they're not photobombing yours.
So if you're having a wedding at a multi-wedding facility, that is going to be an issue because you're sharing that outdoor space. So working out with the facility when you can go out there and take pictures so the other couple are not there too is going to be an important discussion. And remember, asking these certain questions when you go to book a venue that has multiple weddings is crucial. Is my wedding going to start the same time as another couple in room number 3 or number 4? Most facilities will try and stagger those times so that there's no chance of you running into each other and photobombing each other or interrupting a wedding session.
Oh, yes. That's something they usually do really well, Sam. What else can happen is when you have multiple rooms going at the same time, most facilities will try to have every room staffed individually. But things happen, and sometimes it's going to be where they're going to be stretched thin, potentially reducing the quality of service for both wedding parties, where they may have to move staff from room to room to take care of everyone.
This is called venue resource strain. That's a technical term for it. And we noticed this right after COVID when we were moving or ramping up to more weddings. We found that facilities couldn't hire staff. So if you had a multi-venue where 3 or 4 weddings were going on at the same time, there was a strain. There weren't enough staff to do one particular room. But this can be an advantage because when the facility is fully staffed, as I mentioned in our first part, you can move staff from one room to another in order to help out if there's a shortage. Although that's a disadvantage, many venues can use this as an advantage when fully staffed.
Yeah, Sam, earlier you mentioned about timing schedules, and this is so important in getting this right because scheduling and having overlaps can become a problem if not done right, and it can create conflicts and awkward encounters with different wedding parties. So this could be a big disadvantage for you and getting in the way of what you're trying to accomplish in your dream for your wedding. But again, the more you plan for these things with a plan B and a plan C, chances are you could get around this.
Some other considerations that you have to worry about as far as scheduling and overlapping problems is guests might be confused on which wedding they're going to. Unless the rooms are clearly indicated which wedding is for which couple, some guests might find it difficult to find the room or get confused going out of one room and coming in to another. There's also a problem with parking. Some of these facilities may not be large enough to have enough parking for all the guests if all the rooms are fully filled. That's, again, something you need to check when you're checking out the facility. And the one that really irks most DJs like me and Sal is that when you're working in a multi-room facility and they have the 2 rooms that are back to back, you hear the background noise bleeding in from the other room. This is physics. There's nothing you can do about it unless the rooms are totally separated. You also don't want activities on one room, for instance, the couple doing their first dance while the guests are having dinner in another room. So these scheduling and overlapping problems are things that should be discussed before you book your location.
Sam, I've had wedding photographers share with me how they dislike multiple wedding scenarios because it's hard to keep track of which guest belongs to which wedding. Photographers like capturing clean, uninterrupted photographs without disruption. You want things to be smooth. You don't want it to be stressful. Photographers don't like managing unexpected interactions between wedding parties. You can't have these wedding parties clashing into each other. It slows the process down, and the photographer has a job to do, and they want to do it, and they want to do it well.
I agree with you, Sal. Especially you mentioned about capturing clean, uninterrupted photographs. What does that mean? That means that they want to be able to do a set of pictures of maybe the bride walking into the distance or walking closer to the camera. And they don't want to have to stop and move somebody out of the background or change the location because something's going on. It can be very disrupting. So again, check with your photographer. Hey, we're having our wedding at such and such location, and it has another wedding going on at the same time. How do you handle that? That's a crucial question you can ask your photographer. Now, something that really needs to be discussed with your partner is the emotional effect of having a facility with different couples at the same time. Now, you might think, yeah, I can save some money. This will be great. and I don't care about running into other couples. But when you get there on the day, you realize that it's not as special as it could have been if you were at a facility just by yourself. That's the emotional thing that you have to think about in advance. Can you cope with that? If not, pick a facility that has one wedding and it's only you. You also might think about some situations that may be caused because you run into another couple. Again, it may not be something that concerns you, but there are some couples that don't want to run into any embarrassing situations that could arise because two brides are at the same location or two couples are at the same location and, exactly the same pictures are being taken, for instance. The attention that you get from the venue staff may not be the same. Yes, they may assign you with a maitre d' or somebody that takes care of your particular wedding, but it's not that special because there are 4 other weddings going on at the same time. Do you want to have that personalized attention of just you at the venue by yourself?
Now, these are all important points that you just brought up, Sam, and people really need to consider these things before they sign on a dotted line. You got to remember the stress level you can have at a wedding. Is this something that's going to bother you, or you think you could roll with it? You're easygoing, rolling with it. It's not a problem. You need to do a few different things. Carefully discussing logistics with the venue coordinator, making sure they understand what you are looking for and what you envision, and making sure when they explain it back, it is exactly what you want. Understanding the exact space allocations. You want to know what's yours and what is not yours. Confirm minimal overlap between events. Hey, are you doing things at staggered time so it's not going to fall at the same time I'm doing something important? Ensure clear separation between wedding parties. You want to find out how they do things to prevent wedding parties running into each other and being a hassle for everything from being uncomfortable because you're running into people you don't know.
So there you have it. We've just provided some insider tips on the secrets of multi-venue weddings. Saving big without the stress. Remember, your wedding day is about celebrating your love and commitment with your closest friends and family. Ultimately, that decision to choose a shared venue should align with your vision, budget, and your priorities. By weighing the pros and cons and working closely with your venue and wedding planner, you can make an informed choice that sets the stage for a truly special celebration of your love. Find out more and ask questions or tell us about your experience in our Facebook community.
Now, as you spend the next week planning your wedding, if you want me, Sam, or our community of stress-free, engaged couples and wedding experts to answer any wedding-related questions, join us over in the Stress-Free Wedding Planning Facebook group.
Once you're in, go ahead and share your concerns and worries, and we'll let you know if you're on the right track or if there's something we need to work on. The link to join us is in the show notes of this edition. Or go to Facebook and search for the Stress-Free Wedding Planning community.
A new edition is released every Wednesday. Subscribe and get it first. Remember to do something nice for someone today. And if you can't, do something nice for yourself. We'll catch you then. Ciao.
Thank you for listening to this edition. If you've enjoyed what you've just heard, leave a review and share it with a friend or someone who would benefit from this information. Until next time, it's TTFN. Ta-ta for now.
The Stress-Free Wedding Planning Podcast is produced and copyrighted by Atmosphere Productions in association with After Hours Events of New England.